Welcome back, everybody. It's Joe Rod from Joe Rod Gaming, and today I'm bringing you another match analysis video. So, I posted on Reddit, uploaded to YouTube. The video got some pretty good feedback. One user in particular on Reddit by the name of Captain Cook 97, he not only did he have some advice and some pointers for me on the video. After talking with him for a little bit, he actually sent me the link to his YouTube page and sent me a couple of matches that I could go ahead and review for him. So shout out to Captain. Sorry, excuse me. Shout out to Captain Cook 97. He's also known as Henry Evans on YouTube. You can check out his videos. He is really good, and the one thing that I really liked about him was his Daniel. So these matches are post patch. uh, my power went out. I'm from New York, so we lost power due to the hurricane. And during that time, by the time I came back, there was a whole bunch of new stuff. Mod cards that give you IVs and teleportation traps, new buffs, new changes, shotgun meta, all these amazing things. However, those buffs don't really matter when you have solid gameplay, solid playstyles, and when players still aren't working as a team on the survivor side. So, today we're going to be looking at Henry's Daniel gameplay videos and just jumping right into it. First match that we're going to take a look at, real quick before we start. So, he's running Daniel, and I really like this build because it's super aggressive. So you can see greatly increased grab attack damage dealt by controllable creatures, makes them impossible to get knocked back. I'm always kind of like on the fence with endurance and invincibility, because while endurance makes you impossible to knock back, you still can get knocked back by things like Tyrone's kick. You can still get flashed, versus invincibility, which only lasts for a limited time, but you cannot be touched at all. So I like this. Overclock, probably one of Daniel's best cards, and we're increasing damage. We're increasing the likeliness of those creatures to bite. And I also like that he's running Virulent Claws, because not only does it give you another damage boost, it also increases your infection rate slightly. Um, I like his deck so far, because this is all or nothing. He's going for it. This build is pretty much, we're gonna put creatures down and we're gonna try to force our will. The thing I would say is that the build would be susceptible to crowd control type weapons and abilities. So Martin's flash, Tyrone's kick, grenades, geo rocket launchers. But as you're gonna see, it doesn't matter if they have crowd control things, as long as you're very effectively placing down creatures. So just looking at these players, they're all really good. Like, they're all high ranking players. There's a lot of experience, especially January 190 rank, which lets you know that they've got a lot of playtime as January. So we'll go ahead and see just how this match plays out. So going right into it, as you can see, he's got goes into that room. So the thing about prison is, this room in particular, the this room right here, is, when you look at this map, the map essentially funnels survivors towards the center. So as you can see, we go from here. Let me see if I could. Come on, main objective. I need you to get the hell out of there. So we're gonna go ahead and see. So yes, this is what I like about this map, and I'm pretty sure most masterminds have this mentality, and survivors need to understand this as well. So this map essentially funnels you towards the center. So if you go up this way, if you're going up through here, if you're going through this long corridor, all paths will lead you towards the center of this map. There's a quicker way to get here. There's a long way to get here. But essentially, this is the, while there's a lot of tight corridors, these are the tightest corridors in this area right here, the control room. So he's got 3 zomboys set up in there. I mean, 3 keys rather, set up in that room, and 3 zombos out already at this point. And now they're starting to come out. First things first, I can already tell you This Tyrone is going to be the bane of this team's existence. I don't understand why survivors continue to do this. I get that speed running is a strategy that you can do when playing a survivor. However, it is extremely risky, especially against a high-ranking mastermind like this. I love what he has done in this room. This is something that after watching Henry, I started doing as well. It's not only putting creatures in tight corridors like this, but spreading them out. Um, it was something that it's the kind of the same mentality that you would use for Alex when it comes to infection, but it works very effectively as well for Daniel. And I love immediately the fresh blood came into play there. So he kicked the door open, and the zomboid jumped into him. And just to be sure, he jumped into the zombie so that he has that so that he can't be knocked back. Because when grabbing from the front, there's that brief second before they bite. Jumping in as Daniel with endurance means that they're not going to get knocked back. And this is just textbook mastermind gameplay. If one creature grabs and gets a bite in, immediately jump into the next creature and finish them off. Start a buffet line. And this is where you see the power of the build too, because in 2 bites, this Tyrone's down for the count. So the rest of the team has finally caught up, probably wondering why he went off by himself. January makes a big mistake right there, trying to go for that grab, and because of the way the game works, when zombies bite, if you're within that threshold range of like about to be downed, the game will down you. So as you can see, January got downed right there because she was messed up, and the infection on top of that downed her. So within like 10 seconds, there's already 2 survivors down, and it's just all downhill from here. I love what Henry does, placing creatures behind, placing creatures around most people, and I'm guilty of it too all the time, is just trying to put creatures on top of like a pile, which just gives them free time if they got the right equipment. We'll go back a little bit here. As you can see, the creatures all did their thing. Everyone's infected, and then he has the one machine gun in his build just to clean house. And this is over. The match is done. Um, it is more. He did what he was supposed to do, spreading creatures out, taking advantage of the tight corridors, and the survivors messed up by not sticking together. Tyrone ran off by himself, and I think it's just a good rule of thumb. If you're playing survivors, and you see one of your teammates running off by themselves and they're not communicating because it's randoms online, the best advice I could give you is, oh, he's running off by himself. I guess I have to go with them. Never leave a survivor by themselves, even if they're really good. Because especially when you run into a mastermind like this, who's high ranking but also really good, you're gonna lose in area one, which you should never lose in area one. Like unless it's specific builds, you should not lose in area one. So that's the first game, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a second game. All right, just going right into the second game, and ooh, looks like we got a new map. So same build again, presets. Uh, what I do find interesting too is that he has the fully armored zombie in area three. It's I'll be completely honest, it's a card that I don't really use that often because I think caltrops are hilarious. But in this build, the way he's running it, with how aggressive it is, having a creature that can't be knocked back and you have to aim at very specific body parts to actually do damage to it is terrifying. So, like you saw in that first game, is pretty much a stomp. And Daniel does excel. I think out of all the masterminds, Daniel punishes mistakes the most effectively, which I believe is how Henry goes about it. So there is a level rank 10 Valerie, but everyone else is either level 100 or damn near up there. Ranks don't matter because that level 10 Valerie could be a level whatever in another survivor. It's all based off experience and how smartly you go about the game, essentially. So this looks like this would actually be a very good team to go against, because even if you do have a low ranking one, obviously as a mastermind you're gonna go after them because they don't have everything that they need. However, the rest of the team definitely picks up the slack, and just that experience and those abilities that they have unlocked can take care of them. uh, and it's also really good that the game has lowered the rank that you need to unlock things. So we're about to start and see exactly how this match goes. So right off the back, we're just gonna throw a thick boy zombie right in front of the door. Uh, I do like these new map designs. They're much bigger. They definitely, I think they lean towards the favor of the mastermind. The Oh, so we're just going right in. For a second, one of the things you can always do when you're playing an infectious creature is just play door games. Uh, it works especially well if a mastermind excels at infection. So that's really good. Being Daniel can't get knocked back, get the swipes in, get them infected. So that's a just as viable and effective way to go about the beginning of the map. Uh, but just always remember that when playing infectious zombies, that ring of infection goes through doors. So if you constantly open and close the door with them, they will get infected if they don't actually aggressively pursue that one creature. Just like last game, Tyrone is trying to speed run. High ranking survivors, stop leaving your teammates behind. This really comes back to bite you in the ass when you don't effectively go about it. And see, because he's by himself, and this is what Daniel excels at and Henry is really good at, he is going to focus that one survivor that's by themselves. The rest of them can find keys and put them in, but getting bit is 15 seconds, getting down is 30 seconds, it's 45 seconds. So he's speed running, and just like that, we're gonna take, and Jesus Christ, 174 damage, and he's already down. That is insane. That is really good, and it's because of the way his build is made. The one thing about dealers, that's why Daniel and dealers go hand in hand. The lunge attack, not only does it take umbrella credits, but it is also 25 seconds because she swipes one, two, three, four, and then five, and that's 5 seconds each. But as you see in this build, that's basically it's almost an instant down on freaking Tyrone, who's got one of the higher health pools, and just like that, he is down and has to respawn. So pretty much what I like that he's doing, and I think it's important to note this too, especially for those players that want to start playing Mastermind. Each area has a certain threshold of creatures you can have. So the reason he's not summoning any more creatures, obviously, is because he's maxed out. The thing you always want to avoid doing is bringing out a whole bunch of creatures and then having your 8 creatures set up, having them all buffed, and then accidentally bringing out a creature who's not buffed, and the one of the previous creatures, because it kind of goes in a line, will just explode and not exist. So always be mindful of that, and Henry is really paying attention to it. Um, this is a really good play on January, and January's it's always a matter of are you gonna have the the camera stuck ability or the EIS offline ability. The EIS offline ability, especially against masterminds like Daniel and Annette, is really good because you can't control your creatures, especially with Daniel, because he wants to control his creatures. So this is a very powerful play, a really good play on January. And all he's doing, so pretty much what Henry saw was, oh, the creatures over there were taken out, I'm just gonna go ahead and move and start spawning more creatures over here. And just like that, one, two, three, they managed to kill him. And I wonder if Val had her yellow herb buff. One, two, three. Oh, and there's the stun to stop the nonsense. The fact that the controlled one does 174 is insane. So close the door, open the door. We're going in. We're getting 174 hits every time, and everyone's infected. So pretty much a few, like 2, 3 swipes and a bite will almost down most of these guys. And that's it. It's straightforward. Usually with these videos, I'm trying to point out, you know, things that masterminds can do better and things that they should do to increase their chances of winning. This is kind of the opposite. It kind of serves two purposes. One, this is how you play masterminds. This is a really good Daniel player, and this is how you should approach the game. Properly spreading out your creatures, playing to your build strengths, and you know, spreading out your creatures, you know, to cover those weaknesses of that build. But the second thing is survivors that are high ranking, stop trying to speed run, because when you do it against good masterminds, you are going to get focused and you're going to get destroyed. That Tyrone is 181. He should know better. Like, and it wasn't. And what's hilarious is the low ranking Valerie was being smart and doing what she was supposed to do. So, good games on Henry. His Daniel is insane. The way he's playing him, the way he's going about it. I love these aggressive builds. And I have personally taken a few notes from him and just kind of like how he plays and just watching his videos and the way he spreads out creatures. I have implemented that into my gameplay. I've gotten a lot of wins, and I have been playing a lot of Daniel lately too. Mr. X is amazing now because of the buffs that he received in this new patch. But there you go, guys. That is that is a proper way to play these masterminds in an especially aggressive Daniel build. Uh, Let me know in the comments below what you think of Henry and the survivors that he's played. These players are all good. There's just really bad decisions that they were making. Uh, Let me know in the comments below what you think. Let me know if there's specific masterminds you want me to cover in the future, because I've got gameplay on all the masterminds as well and show you like more matches. Let me know if you want to see more matches where masterminds lose, or you want to see ones where they win, or if you want me to start covering survivors and seeing how they play and how they should, in my opinion, go about it. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're interested in me reviewing one of your videos, let me know in the comments. Send me a message. I am open to it. I'm having a lot of fun watching other people play this Resident Evil Resistance. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for coming out, guys. And until next time, stay safe and don't go running off by yourself. All right. Peace. God damn, these guys.